and I'm a political scientist, a professor at Lund University in Sweden, and I'm involved in a project that looks at urban living labs across Europe. We have 4 partners from 4 countries in Europe, and we are a multidisciplinary team that's been working on this. Well, we're finishing up in September, so we have a lot of urban living labs that we've studied, and we're trying to draw out knowledge from these urban living labs that we have, either as snapshots or case studies.
Wonderful. Well.
Yeah. Well, my name is Lars Coenen. I used to be a professor in Lund University and used to also work in the same project as Annica, and I'm still sort of involved and collaborating with them. I'm currently the City of Melbourne Chair of Resilient Cities here at the University of Melbourne, working at the Melbourne Sustainable Society Institute. And only started 4 weeks ago, so still rather fresh. But I have really an interest in innovation processes and how innovation processes can deal with global big societal challenges like climate change, aging societies, health issues, and what the role is of cities and urban contexts in those kind of innovation processes. And I find urban living labs and living labs a particularly interesting methodology to bring about those kinds of innovations.
Wonderful. Well, Annica, Lars, thank you again. So I guess the first question is, what is a living lab? What is the attributes of a living lab?
Should I start?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, we have actually defined it in our project, and I just read here that what we say is that urban living labs are sites devised to design, test, and learn from social and technical innovation in real time. So it's kind of a form of experimentation, a laboratory, demonstration, a trial. We can use all those words, but it's somehow, I feel, something that's outside the regular governance. So if you have governance structures, this kind of, for me as a political scientist, I'm interested in governance, and I see that this is maybe a different form of governance, an alternative form, a complementary form of governance, to use these sites for innovation, experimentation.
First of all, I would like to sort of raise the point that I think there's a lot of confusion about what a living lab is. I mean, there are a lot of different definitions out there, and some are running the risk of basically presenting old wine in new bottles, sort of, saying that we're doing a living lab, and essentially it's just, doing applied research, doing research in practice, and calling that nowadays a living lab because it's fashionable. So I think there's a risk there that the term could get easily inflated, which I think is unfortunate, because there is a lot of novelty in the concept and the methodology. As Annica was saying, it is about experimentation. It is about new ways of governing innovation. So I think what really sort of are defining elements is that it's about co-creation across different stakeholders in the innovation process. So not just let the researcher say what the research question is, but actually involve stakeholders, civic society, local governments, industry and business in sort of the question, what are we researching here? What are the research questions? What are the aims? And also involving those stakeholders then in the design of the innovation, of the new product, the new service that you're trialing. And I think that these are sort of essential characteristics of a living lab, and otherwise you don't call it a living lab.